Sometimes the person looking back in the mirror isn't you, or not the you chose to become. You've survived, adapted, mirrored, absorbed, and somewhere along the way, something else moved in. This isn't a test to define your identity. It's a mirror held to the unknown shapes you've carried inside. So, take a breath, take your time, and ask yourself one question. Who's been living inside you? Imagine you're sitting here now. The mirror in front of you doesn't judge, but it remembers everything you've become, everything you've hidden. So sit still, look closer, and let the test begin. Not to reveal who you are, but to reveal who's been living inside you all along. One. When someone asks you what you want, your first reaction is, two. When you feel emotionally overwhelmed, you usually three. Your childhood felt most like four. When you're alone with your thoughts, you sometimes feel five. Which sentence feels most familiar? Six. When someone gets close to you emotionally, you tend to seven. In conflict, you usually eight. What scares you most? Nine. When someone compliments you, your brain. Ten. Deep down, your biggest emotional truth is
the borrowed face. You've mastered the art of shapeshifting. Around some, you're quiet and agreeable. Around others, sharp and assertive. You wear versions of yourself like costumes, each tailored to the expectations around you. Over time, these versions stopped feeling like masks and started feeling like survival. But late at night, when no one's watching, you wonder, who were you before the adapting began? You're not fake. You're just so many things to so many people that the center has blurred. Behind the applause and approval, you sometimes feel like a blank page that others keep rewriting. If I take off every version of me I made to please them, will there be anything left underneath? I became everything they wanted and forgot who I was when no one was asking. You are allowed to exist unedited. You don't need to audition for belonging. The right people won't need you to be anyone else but real.
The Hollow Twin. Your life has been a performance of presence. You smile when required, speak when expected, react when necessary. From the outside, you function flawlessly. Colleagues respect you, friends say you're low maintenance, and you never seem overwhelmed. But deep inside, there's a coldness, a quiet blankness. Not because you feel nothing, but because somewhere along the way, you chose detachment over disappointment. You didn't stop feeling, you just stopped letting feelings ruin you. You built silence into armor, and now, no one sees the numbness but you. People think I'm calm. They never realize it's just emptiness in a good suit. I didn't disappear, I just stopped showing up emotionally. You don't need to numb to survive. Your feelings are not threats, they're invitations to return to yourself.
The Empath Leech. You feel everything and everyone. You walk into rooms already carrying the temperature of others' emotions. You're the one people cry to, confess to, fall into. You wear their pain like second skin, hoping that maybe, if you hold enough of it, they'll stay. But somewhere in the giving, you lose track of your own boundaries. You don't just understand people, you become them. Their desires become yours, their wounds too. What they call empathy sometimes feels like erosion. You're afraid that without someone else to echo, you'd vanish completely. If I feel enough for both of us, maybe I'll finally matter. Sometimes I wonder, am I comforting them or just feeding on the closeness? You don't have to dissolve to be loved. True connection doesn't require disappearance. You're enough, even when you're not saving someone.
The Mask Eater, you don't just wear masks, you devour them. Every role you've ever played, you've played perfectly. Leader, lover, peacemaker, seductress, protector. You collect identities like weapons, mastering each to survive every possible threat. But the more you absorb, the less you know what was yours to begin with. Confidence or compensation, power or panic dressed in dominance. You don't fake who you are. You multiply, you mutate. But somewhere inside, there's a quiet fear. What if this performance is all that's left? I become what they fear, or what they worship. It's the only way I feel safe. The more masks I wear, the more they believe me, and the less I believe myself. You don't have to conquer identity to deserve one. There's strength in being still and soft and uncostumed. You don't have to prove your shape by swallowing every version of power.
The recorded self. You learned how to be human by watching others, how to smile from sitcoms, how to love from movies, how to survive by copying what worked for the ones who never cracked. Your selfhood was built from study, not deception, but replication. You memorized the right responses, practiced the safe expressions, and reused versions of confidence that didn't quite fit. You're not empty, you're rehearsed. And sometimes, the only thing scarier than being fake is being truly original. If I speak in lines I know are liked, at least I won't be rejected for the real ones. I'm a remix of everything that kept me alive. You don't have to earn your existence by being predictable. You are more than just a safe imitation. Let the world hear your unscripted voice.
The reversed mirror. You've always been the mirror in the room. reflecting, adjusting, echoing. People say you understand them better than anyone, but they don't realize how often that understanding costs you yourself. Your gift is uncanny empathy, but it twists. You don't just reflect others, you invert yourself to match them. You grow more fluent in who they are, and less fluent in who you are. You aren't fake, you're fragmented, and you've spent your life trying to feel real by being someone else's reflection. I see everyone so clearly, but when I look at myself, it's noise. I'm not a mirror. I'm a funhouse version of everyone I've ever loved. You are not just a reflection. You are a whole independent image, and you deserve to be seen as yourself, even when no one is looking.